Hello and welcome to a new episode of Trains Out, and today we're at Peterborough on the East Coast Mainline. We're seeing services from Elinor, courtesy of 800-201, Thameslink, Cross Country, East Midlands Trains, Greater Anglia, Hull Trains, Grand Central, Lumo, and various freight as well, with 66799 just ticking over. As it will be, well, in theory it should be here for about 20 odd minutes, as it takes a ballast train from Whitemoor to Mount Sorrel. As I was getting myself sorted, there was a container train going from Felixstowe to Crewbass Hall. No idea what was on the front of it, so I just caught the tail end of the containers as I went into the car park. There was a Lumo train that went hurtling off to Edinburgh as I was getting myself sorted. There was a 225 set of some variation that was pulling in as I was getting myself through the barriers. I've missed a few little bits and bobs, but I fear as the day progresses there'll be plenty more to be seen. Hopefully as the afternoon progresses there'll be more freight as well, because there isn't going to be too much to kick things off with, but hopefully things will get better. Oh yeah, and you'll see services from Great Northern as well, assuming they don't run under the guise of Thameslink. But we'll see how that one plays out. So without any further ado, let us see what else shall turn up. Right, I've moved back up to my usual haunting grounds here at Peterborough, as I feel you get most of the action up here. As I was turning up, Greater Anglia 745328 made an appearance with the terminating service from Ipswich, and one of Thameslink's many 700s terminated in from Horsham. So all the Thameslink services are going to and from Horsham from the looks of it. Whether or not Great Northern are going to make an appearance, I'm really not too sure. They might very well do. Either that, or there'll be, the 387s will turn up, but it'll be running under the guise of Thameslink, which has happened. Actually, it happened the last time I was here. They were running Great Northern 387s under the guise of Thameslink services. So whether or not they do the same thing, we will see at some stage or another. But I always feel that this part of the upper end of Peterborough Station just offers you a little bit more. A, because you can get all of the Thameslink services coming and going, but you get a good view up the line, and you also get the Greater Anglia services coming in as well. Whereas if you're at the top end, yeah, okay, you get the local East Midlands services. I don't know, I feel here just adds to it a bit more. And I hear noises from a Thameslink 700 departing off to Horsham. There was supposed to be a departure at 11:23. Whether or not this is the 11:23 or they've had a colossal timetable error somewhere, but I'll be able to get myself sorted in a moment and try and work out what's going where and doing what. Although in saying that, no, that is a revenue earning service, courtesy of 700-103. The next train to come barrelling along will be a Grand Central 180 Adelante going to Bradford Interchange from London King's Cross. (180-103). Autofocus kind of doing its own thing there. It can be a blessing and a curse at times, this thing, it really can. Okay, the next train to make an appearance is going to be an Elinor Azuma going from London King's Cross to Edinburgh Waverley. (801-229) with the honours for that one. Okay, well, up in the far distance is going to be an East Midlands Turbo Star with a terminating service from Doncaster. I will probably just spend the bulk of my time down here, to be fair. I can see what's up there. You can probably just about get away with it, seeing it on there. But yeah, just trust me, it's fine. Hey, if in doubt, you can always just double check yourself to make sure I'm not lying. Not that I would. I'm a man of my word. More to the point, I wouldn't actually have any purpose in telling porkies about that anyway, because it just, yeah, it just wouldn't serve a purpose. But there we go. Yeah, but that's terminating from Doncaster. So I suspect that comes via the likes of, you know, Lincoln, Spalding. Actually be quite a nice little journey. No, nothing behind me, but I do waffle, as incoming is the 11:50 Elinor service from Edinburgh Waverley to London King's Cross. It's actually here about 6 minutes early. Okay, so slowly working her way in, with a bit of blood splatter by the handle where it's obviously hit a bird, is 801-208. Squeaky brake time. Okay, and then the next train to make an appearance is going to be the 11:52 Elinor service from London King's Cross to Leeds, worked by what looks like a pair of 800s. So with its LEDs flickering away, we have leading 801-109. Well, I say 800s, you know what I mean, it's all from the same family. Because no doubt somebody will go, no, they're not 800 and 801. Oh, shush. It's all the same. Then you have 801-103 bringing up the rear. I love that electric whine. Next calling point will be Doncaster. All the room in the world. Lovely. Okay, I may as well have not bothered, because now departing is 801-208 with the 11:50 Elinor service to London King's Cross. I love their acceleration. Okay, the next train drive is the late running 11:42 East Midlands Railway service from Liverpool Lime Street to Norwich, worked by 158799. Okay, now coming in is 17110 with a cross-country service from Stansted Airport to Birmingham New Street. That rather caught me out, I must admit. As now departing is 745328 with the 11:50 Greater Anglia service to Ipswich. Gorgeous units, they really are. As now departing is the 11:52 Elinor service to Leeds. Happy days. Okay, departure now is 158799 with a late running 11:42 East Midlands train service, or sorry, East Midlands Railway service to Norwich. And the cross-country service is the 11:54 service to Birmingham New Street. This could do with a bit of a clean. As also departing is the 11:54 Thameslink service to Horsham. Worked by 700-150. Good about turn. Also fine now, the 11:54 cross-country service to Birmingham New Street departing. Worked by 170, 110. It's all happening. Okay, and as a bus passes overhead, the next train to arrive is going to be the 11:59 Elinor Resumer service from London King's Cross to York. So, flickering her way in is 801 201. With plenty of people waiting to get on board. Very squeaky. Okay, well, it's got to its scheduled departure time. So the tail end of the Whitemoor to Mount Sorrel ballast train is on the move, courtesy of 66799. My next freight train won't be here for another hour and 10 minutes. Because it's as near as makes no difference, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and the next one's not going to be due through till 10 past 1. 5 minutes after that, there should be something quite good coming through, and hopefully giving it a fair amount of beans in the process. Well, something's certainly happening. The train was cleared to have all the doors closed and be ready for the off. Something's happened. But also coming through will be a Azuma bound for London King's Cross. (801 209). Thundering over the points. Well, from what I can see here, there's an awful lot of attention taking place at the front of the train. It's almost like there's something wrong with the door. So I'm wondering if the door hasn't locked correctly, but there's certainly something wrong at the front of that train. Well, also coming in now is the 12:11 Elinor service from Leeds to London King's Cross, along with 700 119, with a terminating Thameslink service from Horsham. And this is 800 107. Well, whatever happened has been resolved, so now running 10 minutes late is the 11:59 Elinor service to York. Very peculiar. Okay, now departing is the 12:11 Elinor service to London King's Cross. Snaking her way onto the main part of the line. Okay, the next train drive is going to be the 12:15 cross-country service from Birmingham New Street to Stansted Airport, worked by 170 105. Of course, all the turbos now are working as 3 cars, whereas traditionally they used to be 2. Okay, the next train to pass by is going to be another Grand Central Adelante going from London King's Cross to Sunderland. Powering up. So, should be putting on a good show. Now, isn't that the 180 that's powered by some sort of new fuel? Or a biofuel or something? Must admit, people have told me how to work out the numbers for those if they're not on the couplers, but I can never bloody remember. But yeah, the one with the green stripe, is that like a biofuel now or something? Isn't that not how it's powered? I might be mistaken, but I'm sure I read somewhere that it's certainly a new type of fuel that's in that Adelante. Okay then, getting ready to depart will be 170-105 for the 12:15 cross-country service to Stansted Airport. As we're also going to have coming through a Hull Trains service going from Hull to London King's Cross. (802-301). As also coming down is the 12:18 Lner service from London King's Cross to Edinburgh Waverley. Hull Trains Paragon services, aren't they? That's the official term. Pigeons almost getting collected at the front of the Azuma. So, flickering her way in is going to be 801-223. Next calling point after this will be Newark Northgate. Lovely. Okay then, about ready to depart now will be the 12:18 Elinor Azuma service to Edinburgh Waverley. Red LEDs flickering away like a bandit. Okay, the next train to slowly work her way down will be another Elinor Azuma going from London King's Cross to Harrogate, as 700-119 departs with the 12:24 Thameslink service to Horsham. And that's worked by 800-202. Okay, the next train to make an appearance is going to be the 12:26 East Midlands Railway service from Norwich to Liverpool Lime Street. Worked by a 2-car 158. Like it's going to be anything else. Could be a 156. It has happened. And this is worked by 158788. Always surprises me how on this section of the line they only run it as a 2-car, and yet when they run from Norwich to Liverpool, or Nottingham to Liverpool, and Liverpool to Nottingham, it's a 4-car. Well, it would have made sense to keep it as a 4-car the entire way, but clearly they know best. Okay, the next train to pass by will be a Hull Trains Paragon service going from London King's Cross to Hull. Works by 802 302. Certainly not hanging about. Alrighty then, the next train to arrive, snaking its way over the points, is going to be a terminating Thameslink service from Horsham. Oh no, I can hardly believe it myself. So it appears there aren't any local services going from Peterborough to London, with the exception of obviously the Elinor Express services. And this is worked by 700 133. Or stormtroopers, as I like to call them. Lovely job. Okay, the next train to arrive is going to be a Hull Trains Paragon 802 running ECS from Bounds Green to Hull. Coming in on platform 4, so he's either picking somebody up or they're just routing it because they feel that way inclined. So here we have 802 303. As also coming in is the late running 1231 Elinor service from Lincoln Central to London King's Cross. And this is worked by 800 207. Perfectly parked. Okay, about ready to depart now will be the late running 1231 Elinor service to London King's Cross. Okay, the next train to come flying through will be an Elinor Zoomer going from London King's Cross to Inverness. (800 101). Okay, the next train to come through, running about 4 minutes late, will be an Elinor 225 set going from Leeds to London King's Cross. A great two-tone from the driver there. (82214) with 91,109. It's so good to still see them running around. Okay, the next train to arrive, coming in a few minutes early, is going to be the 1252 Elinor Zoomer service from London King's Cross to Leeds. This looks like a double header to me. So we have 801 104, presumably leading. I'm sure this is a double header, or I'm going potty. I thought as much. And on the rear, we're going to have 801 108. Looking very clean. Wonderful. Kind of like we've done a 50-50 here. One half of the nose cone isn't quite contested with being dirty. The only other half's like, yeah, I'm not too bothered. Oh well, there we are then. Again, rather sneaking our way in is 801 203 with the 1247 Elinor service from Edinburgh Waverley to London King's Cross. There's a problem with these as opposed to the 225s. You can hear the 91s a mile off. With these things running under electric, you can't hear them until they're right on top of you. Okay, and also coming in is going to be the 1254 cross-country service from Cambridge to Birmingham New Street, worked by 170 104. Not exactly full to capacity. Okay, about ready to depart now. Should be 801 203 with the 1247 Lner service to London King's Cross. It's like it's just come out of the wash. It's incredibly clean. Pristine, even. Okay, then about ready to depart will be the 1252 Lner service to Leeds. A very smooth getaway. Again, departing now is going to be the 1253 Thameslink service to Horsham, worked by 700 133. Snaking our way over the points. As from behind the waiting room, we'll now have 700 104 depart. 700 104? Really? 170 104 departing with the 1254 cross-country service to Birmingham New Street. So that's a weird looking 700. Yeah, they've shrunk. And they've turned into diesels. I know, it's amazing what they can do nowadays. Okay, the next train to arrive is going to be the 1300 Elinor Azuma service to Lincoln Central. Clickety-clacking her way in is 800 208. and everyone has to go marching down to the end of the platform. Okay, the next train to pass through will be another Grand Central Adelante. I want to say it's 180 106 going from Bradford Interchange to London King's Cross. Okay, the next train to pass by is going to be another Grand Central Adelante. I think this one's going from Sunderland to London King's Cross, but I will just double check that. Works by 180 105. Okay, the next train to arrive, running about 18 minutes late, is going to be the 12:44 East Midlands Railway service from Liverpool Lime Street to Norwich. Worked by 158 777. And loads of people waiting to get on board that service. Okay, the next train to snake its way across the points will be another Thameslink 700 with a terminating service from, you guessed it, Horsham. This is worked by 700 148. Certainly nowhere near as dirty as some of her classmates have been recently. Still a fair amount of dirt kicked up from where the shoe is. And for those of you who aren't familiar with that term, the shoe is the mechanism for which the train picks its power up from the third rail. So they'll be running in areas where they don't have catenary. Alright then, the next train to pass by will be a Lumo service going from Edinburgh Waverley to London King's Cross. Hopefully it's not going to go thundering over a set of points 50 miles an hour over the speed limit. Those of you that know will know what I'm talking about. (803.005) with a wave from the driver. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, the next freight train to arrive is going to be a GBRF Class 66 going from Felixstowe to Birch Coppice. And there should be a DB Cargo UK Class 66 coming through at some point, going from Wakefield Europort to Felixstowe South. As the very late running 12:44 East Midlands Railway service fires up behind me to continue on her journey towards Norwich. So here we have 66742, Port of Immingham. Centenary 1912 to 2012. I'm judging from the orange suits there that there'll be a driver change for the DB service. And it's actually, this looks like it's one of the Maritime Blue 66s. I could just see in the reflection of the Platform 6 waiting room. Hello. Well, there goes 803.004 with the Lumo service bound for Edinburgh Waverley, as we have 66090 turning up. Nice two-tone there for the people who aren't standing behind the yellow line. From 801218. I'll have to find her origins. In regards to the Grand Central Adelante that went through earlier, that was indeed from Sunderland. Okay, so there's going to be a driver change, so it gives me a chance to quickly catch up on myself. Okay, the drivers of 6609 here now putting the hammer down. The Azuma was a late running service from Edinburgh Waverley to London King's Cross, as now coming in is the 1309 Elinor Azuma service from Leeds to London King's Cross. Maritime Intermodal 6. As the 800, or one of the 800, is going to be 801224 for Elena. Hence the really squeaky brakes. Mind you, when the Birch Coppice bound freight train came to a halt, that thing screeched like it was going out of style. I did you a favour by not recording it stopping. Otherwise your eardrums would have been bleeding. These containers have really seen better days, especially that one that's just gone through the Tex one. Wowzers. It's got a nice dent in it, mind you, that one doesn't all. A little bit of graffiti, but then it's a container, so it doesn't really matter. Typical Maersk one, battered, that goes without saying. Yep, you can squeak, well done. I must admit, I do find it slightly peculiar when you see these freight trains running that you have... You would have thought that they'd have loaded, if you're going to have empty wagons, have the front half of the train loaded, then have the rear half empty, but it's just like a real mixed bag. It's odd. Evidently there's a reason behind it, as more battered Maersk containers and rusty ones go past. There's obviously a reason as to why some of these trains are like this, where you have gaps on some of the intermodal flats, but it doesn't make any sense to me. That's interesting, that container's containing something that's hazardous to the environment. P&01's seen better days. Knackered containers at. This one's not too bad. Oh, you know what's coming now? Yep, there it is. It's not the worst one I've seen. Oh, good lord. This one looks in very good condition. Okay, we're now to party, it's 801224 with the 1309 Elinor service to London King's Cross. Okay, the next train drive is going to be the 1316 cross-country service from Birmingham New Street to Cambridge. I fear I might get bold here. There's one 7397. Let me just have a little quick look behind me. Oh, we might be okay. As we have incoming down there, the Nurburg Rail HST going from Carlisle to London King's Cross. Ooh, I'm just going to get away with this. So, leading the way is going to be 43299. With 43290 bringing up the rear. Oh, how I've missed seeing a HST on the East Coast Mainline. It's where they belong. As also now coming in is going to be the 1318 Elinor service to Edinburgh Waverley from London King's Cross. Flickering away will be 801216. Next calling point will be Newark Northgate. fair few people on board. Okay, she comes to a stop. 173.97 is now departing with the 1316 cross-country service to Cambridge. Right, well, the 1318's disappeared. I've had to duck for cover as the heavens have just started to open. It could just be a quick little shower, and if it stops raining in the next couple of seconds, I'll then head back up to where I was. But just on the off chance that they turns the tap on, I'll hide behind here. Okay, up in the distance, there we go, it's going to be an Elinor Azuma service going from London King's Cross to Leeds, as I think the 1324 Thameslink service to Horsham is about ready to go. In fact, there it does go. So, here we have 801-227. There goes 700-148. Well, the Birch Coppice bound freight train's been let out a couple of minutes early. I don't quite think the brakes have been fully let off that from the sounds of things. MCC Transport, your intra-Asia partner. Okay. As you do. So let's have a look at the state of these containers, shall we? Not too bad. To be fair, the Triton ones and Beacon ones, you can never really tell because of their coloration. Hapag-Lloyd, a couple of dents, nothing too bad. Beacon again. Another Hapag-Lloyd, there's a theme developing here. And we've got some 20-foot container as well. Triton, Costco, that Costco one's a bit knackered. Another Triton one. What's that one? Magellan, there we are. China Shipping, Hamburg, Sud, Tex, OOCL. Wonderful, no idea what that means. I do love the fact that, I don't know if you can tell, but on these containers they have a little triangle and it says super heavy. Just in case that wasn't already bloody apparent. A great sodding container and it's going to be super heavy. You don't say. There's a particular phrase which can be used to sum that one up. Unfortunately, I shan't be uttering it on this channel. But I'm sure you can use your imagination to work out what that particular phrase would be. Okay, the next train to arrive is going to be the 1330 Elinor service from York to London King's Cross, worked by a 225 set. Hopefully one of the Celebrity 91s is on the rear of this. So, leading proceedings will be 82212. I'll get the 91 when she departs. Okay, coming around the bend will be a Terminating Greater Anglia service from Ipswich, worked by one of their Class 745s. That'll be 745 420. They really are absolutely gorgeous looking units. They really are. Okay, then getting ready to depart now will be the late running 1330 Elinor service to London King's Cross. I really am happy to still see these things plying their trade on the East Coast Mainline. Really am hoping that LSL will go and buy a set. And that'd be fantastic to see. Is one of the best of the bunch, 91 111 for the Fallen. It's just dawned on me that I've been calling these the wrong class. They're not 745s, that's the straight up electric version. They're 755s, the bi-modes. I imagine by this point I'd have already had comments saying, yeah, by the way, that's not a 745, Chief, that's a 755. But this is a test to see whether or not you've actually watched the entire video through, just to wait for me to pick up on my deliberate error. And I guarantee almost all of you haven't got up to this point before you've told me I've got that one wrong. It just dawned on me. I was just watching the 225 set disappearing, and in the background I'm going, you've been getting this wrong, Chief. They're not 745s at all. Well, you know, you're one number out. Yeah, but you know, if you get classes wrong nowadays, you will be shot. Fair enough. Anywho, here we have terminating in from Horsham is Thameslink 700 112. Lovely job. Okay, passing through now is 800 110, working an Elena Azuma service from Harrogate to London King's Cross. Okay, our final train of the day is going to be the 1348 Elena service from London King's Cross all the way to Edinburgh Waverley. So, LEDs doing the okie dokie, we have 801 217. And it's almost at complete capacity. Okay, and as she comes to a stop, I shall leave it there. Thank you all very much for watching, it is greatly appreciated. If you have enjoyed what you've seen today, then please do like and subscribe. Feel free to leave a comment, I do go back to them as and when I get the opportunity to. Thoroughly enjoyed filming here at Peterborough, it never fails to disappoint. Obvious highlight for me has to be the HST. I can't even know that thing was coming out this morning, so it was one of my little ulterior motives for coming down here. I know I was supposed to be, I said my next film was going to be from Shrewsbury for a standard trains out, but as of yet I've not had the opportunity to actually go down there, so that will be done at some point, but please do bear with me because I know a lot of people have asked me to go down there. Hopefully my next normal trains out film will be from Shrewsbury. We'll wait and see. In fact, I tell you, this isn't going to be my next train. My last train is actually going to be a DB Cargo UK Class 66 going from East Midlands Gateway to Felixstowe Central, because this particular 66 has quite a nice livery. One that I don't think I've seen personally. I've probably seen it countless times on social media, but not that I've actually seen with my own two eyes. I'm kind of just hoping that it does actually appear from behind the shelter. Please come round the corner. Please come round the corner. Please, 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 please. I can hear it. Yeah, I can definitely hear it, but you can't see it, can you? No. Well, it can go a bit further forward before it hits a red signal, so you can poke your nose just in front for me. Come on, your public are eagerly awaiting. Yes, I can hear you idling over, doing a woo, 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 woo noises, but come on. Please. Please. Pretty please with the cherry on top? No. Of course. Unless it's having a driver change, then it will continue onwards to the red light. Might do that. Be nice if it does, but I'll wait. Fine, I'll wait for it. So I'll do an about turn to find incoming a cross-country Turbostar service, and at the top end an Elinor Azuma, presumably waiting to get into the platform for something. Oh, we've got a green light on this platform for what? Oh, there's an EMR 158 coming in as well. No, it's all happening. Right, so here we have 17622 bound for Birmingham New Street. Because I've not been able to look at the departures and everything else, I'm now just giving you basic information. Pride of Leicestershire was that? I just saw I had a quick glimpse of a nameplate on there. Right, so the service to Edinburgh is now disappearing. 158889 is down there, taking a fair chunk of people onwards towards Norwich. Right, and then I'll just wait for that 66 to make an appearance. Well, I can hear promising noises. Very promising noises. 66004. I am a climate hero. Ah, okay, that's the one. Still sounds just as beefy. Well, I'm rather glad I held on for that then. Right then, well, as the container train now continues onwards towards Felixstowe Central, yes, I shall leave it there. Yeah, next normal trains out should hopefully be Shrewsbury. My next rush hour one is Linslade. I keep the rush hour ones separate to my standard ones, so that's why you may see the rush hour ones popping up a little bit more frequently in between my standard ones. I've got more of a chance to get the rush hour ones done than I do my standard ones at the moment, but it's just the way the cookie crumbles. So, until next time, from me here at Peterborough, I shall see you all later. Take care, guys. Goodbye.